So now, well, it's the big and the little, where one doesn't want to be disrespectful. Little Niue, I hear. Population something like 1,500 people. And far from having all their overseas players, they've actually got 4 of their starting 7 based in Niue, 3 in New Zealand. And they will be facing Fiji. Now, there's a wonderful story here about Fiji, which is a side with a new look, a new style, new coaching. And they've brought in, I think, what must be the oldest debutant in international rugby ever. Senivalati Vunibola is 39, and he's playing his first time in a Fiji national jersey. Number 3 there. From Naitasiri, he's a villager, and he's hardly been out of Fiji in his life, but what a time to start. It's a wonderful story, isn't it? Oh. Obviously alongside wonderful players that we've seen before, like Thakau Vuthango, Kolonisau. Kolonisau, I think, is a great return for Fiji. And what the coach has told me is that because the chairman of the Fijian side of Union said, I want Fiji to play as Fiji used to play. In other words, we're going to eschew contact, we're going to run everything, we're going to attack. Well, Niue have got a handful on their hands, of course. But for this little island, coral island with cyclones and gum trees and fishing, well, it's an initiation, and great to see them on this circuit. But Fiji, I'm just delighted to hear that they're not going to play the physical game that has not produced much success for them in the last couple of years. There he is.
There's the man that you're talking about, Nigel, 39 years young to make your debut. He says that he's been trying to make the team for the last 4 years. I'd suggest it's probably been the last 34 years.
Yeah, and he's been playing for Naitasiri for 2 decades.
Incredible.
And I think it's a wonderful tribute anyway. Okay, he won't be around, well, perhaps he will, for the 2016 Rio de Janeiro Olympics, but I think it's fantastic. And watching him yesterday running out here, he was looking fit and fast. The new Fiji are underway, and it should be a straightforward success for them, but well, Niue have lost 50 points the 2 times they've played Fiji before, but it's great to see them have that experience, and we know how strong South Pacific Islands Sevens rugby is. There's Kolonisau, very distinctive. He's got a bush of brown hair, and he's lightning quick. He might get a score here early with Nathangilevu, another wonderful player. This is Kolonisau, feeds it on to Thakau, ducks under Talangi. Now to Nathangilevu, who's playing fly half in this 7 squad. It's a pretty impressive midfield, I have to say, with Vuthango. And look at this, just coasting in, and all the way the speed of Lutumailangi.
Possession is everything in sevens, and at times some people have been fooled thinking that there's 15 players out on the field for Fiji, because everywhere they throw the ball there just appears to be a white shirt. They've got tremendous skills, a wonderful understanding as well. Nakadawa takes it in there, and then just look at that, the acceleration. In biblical terms, Nigel, because both of these nations very religious, it's David against Goliath.
Well, David won, so you never know. Niue will try and take up that role. And Kolonisau with the added points. Kolonisau, well, he's been missing. I missed him, I think, and a lot of people who love watching him play. He's been in France playing for Agen, and he was recalled last year for the Hong Kong Adelaide tournament. That's a fundamental mistake, which they can get away with perhaps with Niue, but not other people, as the ball didn't go the 10 metres. Opposition get kick again for themselves. Well, they've got the experience, relative experience, of Faluka and of Vincent Pahingia, but otherwise very little experience at all in the squad. But they've well earned their place. That's good attacking play coming in now, flicked on from to Pahingia. 10 metres out from the Fijian line, hung on too long, and quickly attacking. This is what they want to do. Vuthango to Kolonisau, and then to the hands of Lutumailangi. Well, that's a bit wild. Can be a bit too ill-disciplined. The penalty to Niue.
Well, you can see on that occasion, Fiji showing just how dangerous they are and how quick the assistant referee has come on. He's obviously spotted something from way back. Man, Leonali Burke, number 1 for Niue, and he's going to go to his pocket as well. First yellow card of the tournament.
Oh, that's a shame. Leonali Burke, as if they haven't got enough problems. The 23-year-old, new for Niue, is off for 2 minutes. Well, referee, just to point out about him, just a young man. Great to see him coming through. Rasta Rasivengi from Johannesburg, who's a student in education. He was a young scrum half in his early days, took up refereeing and has already reached the level of Currie Cup refereeing. That was forward. Never mind, they've knocked on an advantage anyway. Taken on by Maka Vilitongia from Sakalia. Well, they've got the 6 against 7 and nearly through there went Akulu. Just needed one extra pass. Oh, it's a giveaway and it goes to Nathangalevu. Well, great bit of covering here, but the ball did stay backwards and Thakau, teasing, runs it in. That was cruel luck, wasn't it?
Just goes to show possession is everything, and on that occasion Niue had a chance. They threw the ball up, and as quick as you like, Fiji 4th in the series last year, and that's because Niue are down to 6.
Yeah,
now Nali Burke, the man there on debut, he's in the bin. But have a look at this. There, Talangi just throwing the ball up, and it's gone into the hands of Nathangalevu. Thought that he would have pinned his ears back and backed himself, but on that occasion, and the bounce of the ball as well.
It was so unlucky, wasn't it, really, for Niue that ball didn't go forward. I was looking at that leaflet you gave me about Niue, and it seems a beautiful island.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. It really is. 1,500 people, and talking to their management and also the coaches, they really are now decided to dedicate a lot more time into it. They've only been in the international rugby scene since 1983. Yeah. It's the type of place that you can go back to, or go to, Niue. You won't be disappointed. Beautiful people, beautiful country itself. It's part of the Qantas team. Maybe some of the planes have been grounded.
No comment. Still surviving with 6 players at the moment, Niue, and Leonali Burke is just waiting to pouncing. He is to get back on the field as Fiji take on now with Colin Isao, and they're making a bit of a hash of it. And this should be time enough for Niue to get back their full complement. Well, they haven't actually impressed, having given them the big build-up about how they're going to play this wonderful attacking Fijian-style rugby. And in a way, I suppose, they know they're in different class. And sometimes if you don't sort of discipline yourself, you get all ragged, and they've been a bit ragged,
It's more of a mental game, isn't it? I think Fiji just want to get through this 14 minutes. They also want to probably save a little bit for further on in the afternoon and evening. They've got New Zealand, obviously. That's the big game for them coming up. And Kenya also challenged them at times.
Well, here come Niue again. Fiji, of course, it didn't, no titles last season. Public don't like that. It was thumping tackle by Lutumailangi. They made 2 cup finals. It was so often so close, but all the best they did in a way was winning a plate in Wellington. Last title, Wellington 2010. And the people back home, I'm sure, many of you listening and watching, will be a bit frustrated that you've had to wait so long to get where you should be, winning cup titles, maybe this season. Taken by the 39-year-old Vunimbola, who's very athletic. Colin Isao trying to push a man out the way, flips it to Lutumailangi, and he offloads to Vusango.
Well, in my view, those are the 3 players that if Fiji are to be successful here on the Gold Coast, you need to start using your playmakers like Colin Isao, Lutumailangi, and that man on screen there, Vusango, the veteran player former captain after injury in Las Vegas. Great to see him back as well.
I'm looking forward to seeing, there's another guy, isn't there, Randrander, who, well, they're expecting great things, you know, whether he's going to be another rider or something, I don't know, but they said this young man, just 19, we saw him play in the Junior World Cup, not quite the same as in sevens, but apparently he is something special, and he'll no doubt be on perhaps in the second half, wearing number 10, 19-year-old Semi Randrander. Half-time, and Fiji, well, obviously in control, not too impressive, but having a good run out.
Well, as we saw in those stats going across, Nigel, 100% complete rate for Fiji, and UA 85%, but in possession of the ball.
Well, I'm sure everyone will want to see Nue get on the board. This is Talangi into the hands, or nearly the hands, of captain Matt Faluka. Faluka, who's well, he played in the Commonwealth Games in Manchester, but his possession is lost, and it's Stefani Thakau to Nathangalevu. Well tackled there by Sakalia. Penalty coming, if they want it, for Fiji. Taken on by Vunibola, the youthful man of 39. Set it up as well. Now it's Naikadawa. Kolonisau. Lutomailangi slides in.
Well, that's his second try. It's Fiji's fourth. Look at that, Kolonisau, the man that gave him the ball, just goes over and acknowledges it. All the hard work done by the forwards, though. Really, one in particular was Vunibola. Look at the crowd, they're absolutely loving it. Why wouldn't they? They're loving it everywhere they go, the Fijians. Look at this, it's just too many players, too much class. Ball, catch, release. And Lutomailangi, the 25-year-old winger, the rover.
I mean, I don't think anyone will match Fiji with the ball in hand on the attack, but will they have the strength to win sufficient possession against some of the other big teams? And this is the uncertainty, I think, of this side. Otherwise, you'd say, well, they would almost be favourites. But, you know, when you look at New Zealand, England, have they? And they're unproven at this moment, aren't they? We don't know.
South Africa, even Argentina.
Yes, indeed.
Looking good as well. So there's plenty of strike power out there. That's the wonderful thing about this HSBC 7 series, Nigel.
Yeah.
There's now one of 8 teams that can potentially win it.
Rather neatly done by Sakau. Well, didn't go to his own player, but it was Pahingia who takes it. Now with Ayununu, Akulu for Nue. Bork goes in to help and wins the ball. Big push off and sets it up to keep possession. Pulu, nicely played to Sakalia. Now then, Sakalia against Ikanikoda. Ikanikoda holds him, support from Lutomailangi, but it's still with Nue. Big chance here. Oh, what a poor effort. It must have got somehow blocked with the pass, and back come Fiji. Naikadawa. Oh, he's thrown it away. Well, Jimalai Naikadawa, another villager from Naitasiri, like Vunibola.
No, Vunibola is actually the first cousin of that man that knocked it forward there. Naikadawa here on debut. And just have a look at this. I think that he got a bit ahead of himself. Yeah. I think he was reading his name in the Fijian Times before he had scored the try.
The two of them who, well, lived that very delightful, simple life, and
they're a class side.
Bit of gardening and farming. But coach Etuatu Wanga is the stand-in coach really for the important man who's Ali Ferretti Nderi, who's a military man. He's a colonel, and for that reason can't be here with his squad because no visa is allowed. But the philosophy which he's said is, with his chairman of the Fijian Rugby Union, Masesi Tiko Itunga, that we want to improve our fitness and continuous attack, running, handling, Fijian rugby at its best, and that's what they're after. And there's a bit coming here with Thakau. Good tackling, brave defence, I must say. Eventually outgunned. Kanikoda comes round to support and score. But Niue, they've made it a battle. They haven't laid down, nor would I expect them to.
Kanikoda, prison officer, one of 4 debutants in London last year from Saval's own club. Impressed in his first time out as well in London. But look at this. Just the way that the Fijians are able to identify where the space is. He's involved earlier. Kanikoda, and then hands it off. Thakau, watch the step, bang.
Good tackle though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was terrific. Try number 5.
There must be a wonderful sense of freedom in this Fijian squad, because they know now they can attack whenever they want, because that's what their coaching and managerial superiors want them to do.
Well, the pressure's off them as well.
Yep. The pressure only though is that they haven't won a title in a tournament since Wellington 2010, which is for them a very long time, and the frustration for their fanatical supporters at home. Last 2 minutes, and still time enough for Niue.
Well, you know that one of our commentators was in Fiji just last week broadcasting a Sevens tournament. 250 Fijian players there, so it just goes to show you how much they love the game.
Yeah.
Apparently he's the best thing since Serevi.
No, that's not what I heard at all. No, apparently not. No. No one recognised him. Which is not true.
They love the game, do they?
He's walked off in disgust now. Yeah, of course they knew who he was. Here we go at 31-0. Remember, this tournament allows 5 to come off the 5-man bench to take off the pressure, really, with these 3 tournaments in a row. Next time, of course, next week, Dubai, and then the new venue after George in South Africa for so many years, which has been a wonderful, hospitable place and fun. We go to the exciting Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium in Port Elizabeth.
Well, speaking of veterans, Nigel, 31-year-old Ricky Hilingi's just come on the field for Niue in jersey 12.
Well, and Faliuka's 34, isn't he, the Niue captain? So it just shows you're not too old yet, Willie.
No,
this is Kolonisau. Not a good pass. Into the hands of Kanikoda. Kanikoda on now with Lutomailangi. Kolonisau. Thakau. Well, the pass was given by Vunimbola, and the try scored. So they've put, I think everyone of the squad has been on. Votu, one of the more experienced, one of the survivors, you might say, of the old time. Gone are players like Tonawai and Matawalu, Bataratu. Only 4 of this Fijian squad were in London, Edinburgh, back end of last season.
Look at the balance.
Just love the balance, isn't it wonderful?
Yeah, it's so much strength through the thighs, isn't it? Everything through the core region. Beautifully balanced player.
And he's such a big man too. He's up around about 16 stone. So they're impressive. They did what they had to do. Great to see Niue here, and great to see that remarkable story of Senivalati Vunimbola. And so from Fiji and Niue to South Africa and the USA with KQ.
Next up, Fiji versus Kenya at the Gold Coast Sevens. And they have played 17 times, and look at that. Kenya have never beaten Fiji. And Fiji, very experienced lineup and determined to become the entertainers again in 2011, 2012 at the HSBC World Series. Plenty of playmakers in that Fijian starting team, and for Kenya, Ashioya, Agunda, Amonde, Umar, Mbaka, Asigo and Ombachi. Kenya They lost to New Zealand 26 points to 5. Matt O'Brien from Australia is our referee.
White captain.
Fiji beat Niue 38-0. Look at the support for Kenya in the stands, which is great to see. So we're underway in Pool A. And Fiji unable to clean it up, but the loose ball was picked up eventually. And that's the halfway mark. Brown fires it out. And they've got speed to burn out wide, but good defence by the Kenyans. A Seago, but a penalty goes to Fiji.
And ill discipline there from the Kenyans, Mbachi, and the quick tap, and he's away as Colin Esau.
McKenna Konda out to Randrandra, and the support play is good. Fiji looking to hit the ground running, and they've got men unmarked on the outside, and it's going to be James Brown who scores the first try, the 24-year-old from Suva.
And first saw him in 2009, Fiji won his 5th event, his 2nd try, first here on the Gold Coast. And much to the delight of the commentary team, probably the easiest Fijian name to pronounce as well as James Brown. And they've just had too much class. Look at this, the possession and the pace. They get it wide. Look at that, he must feel good.
James Brown. Didn't have to do a lot, to be fair. It was just good lead-up play by the inside man. So the kick about to be taken by Asia. Lenisau, it's a good one. Yes, it's over. So it's 7 points to 0. Fiji leading Kenya.
Clarkie, a big television audience watching. That's going. These pictures going live back to Fiji. Also Fox Sport here in Australia, Sky Sport, Super Sport, Samoa, Tonga, Solomon, Cook Islands, Papua New Guinea, and a new way, Sky Sport in the UK, Band Sport, and a big hello to our friends in Canada and also the new audience in Brazil.
Penalty. It's against Kenya. So Fiji, great attacking position again. Votu fires it out wide. Serafano Thakau got away from a couple of poor tackles, needs support, pops it up, it goes forward, led off Kenya. But a penalty is going to be awarded to Fiji. And he might go to the pocket here.
I think he is. I think it's Omar.
Entry, go, incorrect entry.
That wrong entry, it's Amonde, Andrew Amonde. One of the more experienced players as well, and so that really is, it's hard enough to play Fiji with 7 players. In fact, for most teams, you want 15 when you play them.
So they go to the short side, they throw the dummy, and Thakau is in. The 33-year-old made his debut quite a while ago at the Brisbane tournament in 02-03. Still going round, the 33-year-old Serafano Thakau. And that is 12 points to 0, Fiji over Kenya.
And he brings up a half century as well, Clarkie. That is try number 50 for the veteran. Have a look at this. He's just tremendous. He's such a class player. And we've heard Fiji are going back to their traditional style of sevens play, and that means experience, it means hard running forwards, and it means decoys and classy cuts and angles. A great start from Fiji. They really are here to, they mean business. And I know that these pictures going live into Suva, they will be absolutely delighted. And Denarel as well was there just about 7 or 8 weeks ago. Clarkie, I can tell you what, they love their sevens.
Wonga, Sitiveni Wonga. Not a great pass and a bit sloppy there, but it went backwards fortunately for Fiji. And now they try and keep it alive, passing off the ground. Randrandra, only 19 years of age, the baby in the team. Now this is Brown. Brown, the pass on the inside was flat, but it was okay according to the referee. Wonga over the 22, waiting, still waiting, and now into touch. Needed support, didn't arrive in time.
That's a try that's gone begging, and that's just showing a little bit of an experience there as well. Played in Dubai and George last season. Said Wonga needed to do more and actually just get taken into touch. Remember, Kenya only have 6 players now. They've been retained to 7, or turned to 7.
Asioya throws in, and now it's back with him now. Sego just managed to get the kick in, but it was good pressure from Lenisau.
White.
Kanakonda. Votu. Big man puts a foot on the gas and he's straight through. Oh, just losing footing though. On the 22. Advantage being played. The ball actually came off one of the Kenyans' hands there. So we'll have a scrum on the 22. So the momentum just slowing somewhat for the Fijians. Maybe a little casual earlier on the left flank, and now a mistake on the 22.
And the message, and if I was the Kenyan coach at the moment as well, the message that I get out to Asango at the halftime break is put your boots away. As Gordon Titchens once said, if you want to kick, do karate.
Crouch. Touch.
Just giving away too much possession.
Pause. Engage.
Penalty.
Straight down 3 red.
And Fiji will be looking to finish the half with more points. Takao losing it.
2 knock-ons.
So knock on either way, and that is half time in this Pool A encounter. And it is Fiji leading Kenya by 14 points to 0. But I think tomorrow you're going to see that this stadium will be, if not full, you know, it will be a very healthy crowd, and there will be some great rugby on day 2, some great sevens. So it's not going to take long, Willie. I think maybe a change to a Saturday-Sunday format will suit this part of the world a little better than the Friday-Saturday, but we'll get through the first tournament first of all. 14-0. Fiji over Kenya with the ball now. And they need to start piling on some points. And Bachi thought he spotted a gap. It soon closed.
Move away, White.
And Barker across to Sego to the midfield. Agunda. And now it's Amonde.
No ruck.
To Sego. There's Yoya. And Mbachi really couldn't run onto that one, so momentum was halted somewhat. Big tackle coming in. Wonga it was for Fiji. And a penalty goes to Kenya. Ashioya. He's got support on the inside. And it is Umar. Oscar Umar. They caught them napping. So they're on the score sheet, Kenya. Much to the delight of their fans. They're on their feet at Skill Park on the Gold Coast. 14-5, soon to become 14-7, you'd think.
Well, it is pitch fever. That's how it's been positioned this particular tournament. And the Kenyans are red hot. Sydney Ashoya, he knew that the penalty was there. He's the captain, so he tapped and just backed his pace. Once he got to the advantage line, he fed it off. And Umar, he did the rest. The 22-year-old loose forward in the 15er side. One paper calls him the next big thing in Kenya. Just to experience a little bit of it. Why?
Interesting times halfway through the second half. And the hot favourites to win this match, Fiji, leading by just 7. And a line out won by the Kenyans. The Pondo. Advantage being played because there was a knock on by Fiji. So they'll take some heart out of this performance, the Kenyans, no doubt about that.
Well, it's far from over. 3 minutes remaining. They're only one try away from tying up the game, and fresh legs coming on now. So that's going to be the real test for the coaches, the man management, how they use the 5 reserves and when to bring them on.
Fiji still to come for them. One of the big matchups on day 1. Fiji versus New Zealand. Maybe they had too much emphasis on that game later on day 1. So they'll have to switch on again. Nishioya out to Musetti and through the hands on Bachi. Firing it over to Tony Opondo, who's on debut, just 20 years of age, and he coughs it up. So let off now. What can Fiji do? Can they capitalise?
They need to get creative as well. Kenya just passing the ball, basically pushing it from one side of the field to the other. So easy for the Fijians just to come up and drift out. They need some dummy runners. They also need to be a little bit more creative in stopping in midfield and looking to come back to where the forwards are, as opposed to pushing the ball from one side of the field to the other.
Patrice Ogunda
Thank you.
Replaced by the number 4, Michael Gevi, who's at his debut tournament.
Time on. Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
Look for something special here from the set piece by Fiji. Pops out the back. Levu out to Vithango. And the double round. Levu. He lays it back. So they've got 4 men lined up out to the left. Will they need them? Naikandawa. And that might be enough now.
His hero on debut was the young 23-year-old. And that's that creativity I was just talking about. They ran decoys in the midfield, did Fiji. They went wide, and then when they came back, it was the lovely break by Ikarikonda. Look at this. They pass it. He looks. He's got players on the outside. The dummy straight through, and then he feeds it off. And a man that has made such a huge impression as well.
Naikandawa, the man from Naitasiri. Is that the winning try? 19-7, conversion unsuccessful.
Advantage red.
Advantage here for Kenya. There's a chip over the top. No advantage, so we'll have a penalty.
Captain, next late tackle.
Mosetti. Oh, intercepted. Vithango. Lutu Mailangi as the siren sounds. Bunambola. Levu. One to beat. Oh, and he's sandwiched there, but manages to stay on his feet somehow. Bunambola goes in.
Release.
They need a quick release. Men over on the outside. Now straightening it up, and the support play is good. And Joeli Lutamailangi scoring after the full-time buzzer at Skilled Park. The Gold Coast Sevens and Fiji.
That's his 3rd try here, 25th in his career.
They lead 24-7. Kick to come from just to the side of the post.
Just if you're a young person watching at home, look at this. Watch the angles they run. That's why they're so good, the Fijians. Bang, not to the man, into the gap. And the awareness to lean over, plant the ball down. Try number 4. Took a lot of work from Fiji, but no, they've got bigger fish to fry a little bit later on this evening when they take on New Zealand.
Full time in Pool A. Fiji have beaten Kenya 26-7.
And now it's the 3rd Cup quarter-final. It's it's Wales against Fiji. What excitement we've had in the 2 quarter-finals so far. That should continue here. The Welsh team, well, look for high action and top speed in this game. Both teams, if they stick to their tournament tactics. Wales versus England last night. Wales put out 6 runners, and they've done it again in this lineup. Only Richie Pugh is a forward in this Welsh lineup. Fiji are in the process of making a tactical change from recent years. They want to return to the golden age of running Fijian players, so they've put out a lot of runners, but they have included number 8, Watasoni Vatu, a big forward, so they want to shore up their forwards to meet the lighter but perhaps speedier Welsh team. This one's got a lot of promise too here in Cup quarter-final number 3. The referee is from the Gold Coast, Matthew O'Brien, Australian referee. And the kickoff comes from Wales in the scarlet against Fiji. And straight away, there is the good work of Setefano Vakau, the captain of the Fiji team. So this could be a high-action game. Kolinisau gives it to Budango. Look at Fiji. This is kind of promising beginning. Naikandawa toppling over. There's a penalty called by referee O'Brien against Fiji, but they've come out with a lot of intention, a lot of ambition. Let's see what the Welsh can offer. They've got speedy runners, but look, different physiques, bigger, taller, stronger Fijians, but very fast and, well, should we say nippy Welsh players in the team. their lineup. They've got Haberfield and Robinson, who played so well. There's a lovely break by Owen B. Williams. Here's the speed. That's worked for Wales first time out. Owen B. Williams. What a lovely try. Came from Alex Walker, one of two halfbacks who are on the field. And fast hands through Colin Nisau's tackle goes Owen B. Williams. Chased all the way by Buthango, but his old legs not quick enough. And Wales make the first strike, which is a little bit of a surprise given the high speed and pressure that Fiji put into their first move. Here's Alex Walker. And that one's hooked away, 5-0. Great start for Wales. In the first Cup quarter-final, New Zealand beat England 24-14. Just seen Australia beat Samoa 14-12. So now we go to the second half, second side of the draw. Wales-Fiji here to play the winner of South Africa versus France in the next game. And there's one lost forward by Fiji. So apart from that first burst from the kickoff, it hasn't gone well for Fiji. Watasoni Votu is the man who didn't have much game time yesterday, but he's a very powerful player, been on the tour for a couple of years, and we like him. It's his 21st tournament.
Touch. Pause.
A couple of backs playing in the forwards for Wales, and they've got the quick hook. That's the key thing. Straight to the man who got the try a moment ago. Oh, there's a bit of fumble from the other speedster, Harry Robinson, who had such a big role with 2 tries in the Welsh win over England yesterday. Remember, Wales are unbeaten here at this tournament, as we see Haberfield run back to position. I'm sorry, Robinson run back to position. Wales are unbeaten. Beat Tonga, Scotland and England yesterday. Fiji had 2 good wins, but only over Niue and Kenya, may I say, but lost to New Zealand 28-5. So you've got to like Wales here, but Fiji have the tradition. It's their national game, and they have great ambitions to change from the big physical contest that Sevens has become for them in recent times. They want to return to the long run-in tries, the spectacular traditional Fijian play. It's gone here to Walker from Kolinisau. Walker, one of the lively, sparky little players. I've got it out to Williams. He's the gas man. Gives it to Robinson. Fumble for the second time by the man who scored 2 tries yesterday, Harry Robinson. Wow. It's all on here. He's only 18.
No drama.
Somebody said no drama. That was the referee, I think.
Get that
We've
ball
got
in the
lots
square,
of drama here.
Crouch.
And might rue those 2 fumbles, the Welsh team.
Pause.
And Mosi Buthango, number 4, marking him as Tommy Haberfield. See, they move Walker out and Haberfield goes to the scrums. Beautiful work by Colin Nisau, who's given it to Lutumailangi, one of the speed men for Fiji. Wales must control here. 2.5 minutes to go first half. Pass coming from Haberfield. Here comes Walker. They've got 2 halfbacks on the field. Try scorer Owen B. Williams. Owen P. Williams is in the reserves. Nice work by Walker. He's got a good lineup. There's 2 more to come to the left for close marking. Advantage to rep for offside play. A late tackle. Richard Smith. He's a centre 3/4 in the 15s game, and he's getting away from Buthango. He's lost it on the line. That's 1 try and 3 possible tries fumbled for Paul John's Welsh team.
Number 9, White. Number 9. It's an official warning for a late tackle.
That's the word.
No
That's the word of referee Matthew O'Brien.
If you held the ball, you would have scored.
That's against Levi Konikonda for a high tackle. A warning, nothing more. Look at the way the Fijian backs are deep in the in-goal area. You see they're standing way back from the line. If they get this ball, they want to run it. They're sending a little signal there that they want to run on to the pass. Let's have a look here. They had to pass it and avoid the goalpost and the pass from Ikonikonda, but they are running it out. It is a new look Fiji team. They're trying to move the ball like they used to do in the golden era of Fiji Sevens in the 70s, 80s, 90s. and not so much success lately for them. There's their captain, Dakau. Over halfway, they come surging. Hit a run with Luta Bailangi, but he goes too far. Well, they haven't got him. Mike Konikawa out now with Budango. It's high action here. Look at the strength. That's why Watasoni Votu has been brought onto the field. It's all pressure and speed. Wales have to keep their composure. Now it's with Ikonikonda again. He gets it away to Dakau. Ikonikonda! Too much! Too much pressure, and Fiji score. Levi Ikonikonda. In the stands for the Fijian fans. We'll see a Kolinisau to kick. That's for the lead. And so Fiji in the lead. We see the last stages again, some lovely footwork. But the big thing here was the high pressure rate. They just hit the fast forward button. Setefano Dakau and Levi Ikonikonda. Half time is reached when the try is put down. The conversion is over. Fiji 7, Wales 5 at half time. The Welsh captain Paul John coach.
So what's that back like here for the rock?
We keep that ball, okay? We keep that ball. Are we okay? Oh, right? Speak to me.
Here is Eddie Wonga. To Sammy to the left. Coach Duarte. You know the story about the main Fijian coach, the head coach, Alafereti Nderi. The political ramifications of the region means that he's not allowed to come into Australia on a visa basis because he's a member of the Fiji Armed Forces, and the Australian and New Zealand governments deny access to members of the armed forces, deny them visas, so he's watching from home.
Red captain.
Second half to begin. Second half begins. Fiji in the lead over Wales. Third Cup quarter-final by 7-5. Both coaches have taken gambles here. There's Richie Pugh, hasn't had to handle the ball much. He's played the first half, and now we've got Richard Smith taking the ball down into contact, driving in hard at the back. You see the snowy hair of Richie Pugh. And onto the field for Wales comes Matthew Patchell. Here comes pressure again from Fiji. The cow! And the cow is in. Setefano the cow. If you're watching this from in faraway places, C in the Fijian tongue is always pronounced as a TH sound. So this is Setefane the cow. He scored a lovely try. He's the captain of the team. He's playing in his 30th tour event. A very fine player indeed. He's the new captain, taking over from Mercy Budango, who was the captain in the middle part of last season, but then got injured in Las Vegas.
We're good to go. We're good to go.
14 points to 5 now. The captain's try is converted. So that's a real hurt for Wales. They scored first with Owen B. Williams. Last kickoff was very good by Fiji. That's a poor one. That's a poor effort by comparison. Start again with a free kick. And here it comes from Tom Pretty. Walker's caught number 4. Courageous stuff here by the Welsh, but they've got to get the ball and get it out to their runners. They've got a lot of backs in the field. Well, that in their starting lineup, there were 6 of them. And here's a nice run coming in by Matthew Patchell. And they've got it out wide now. They've got some fresh men on the field to keep it coming forward. And look how they are driving hard there. It looks like there might be one for Fiji here if the ball stays up. And it is. They've kept it up. They get the put in from the scrum.
No, call advantage over. He had opportunity in space. Thank you, though. He had opportunity in space.
All-time try scorers for Wales. Tell Sally, he was a fine player. He's got 60. Ivan Evans, 49, heading for 50 tries, perhaps. If he gets through number 7, that's him there on the outside. Here comes Fiji. The referee had to duck Bob down. Kolinisau hit the ball, hit the line at speed and took the ball with high action.
Entry number 7. Over there.
Away they come again. This is Ikonikonda. Very good little player he is. Scored the first try of the 2. Flung wide by Lutumalangi. Here we go with Zakau. Oh, nice run. Beautiful run by Votu. It's his power and strength is what they brought him in to the game for. Matthew Patchell trying to get out of it. Here's a real chance for Fiji to clinch this. It's gone from Lutumalangi out to the left. Lovely run by Budanga, but they've made a wonderful tackle on them. Kolinisau very elusive. Extra man. Jimmy Lai Naikandakawa. So it's going to be hard for Wales now. Naikandakawa, 23 years of age. He's been a 15-a-side international from the Naitasiri province for Fiji, and brings a big, powerful presence. But look at the elusive speed and running of the mop-haired Kolinisau, who's going to take the shot and go. He's a very good kicker. Look at that. 3 converted tries. Makes it look lopsided at the moment. Kolinisau is leaving the field now, is he? No, number 5 is on. That's Nathangalevu. And it's in fact Ikonikonda who's leaving the field. Kolinisau as well. So 2 changes on the field. The kickoff comes from Budango. Kicks it straight down to Owen P. Williams. The running with the ball now is Randrandra, who's onto the field. Here's really direct running for Fiji. This is their best expression of the new attitude they're trying at this tournament. And they've got another try. This time it's a double for Naikandakawa. Naikandawa scores it. And I might get 4 converted tries. Look at this as it was burst in play from Semi Randrandra, then away to Naikandawa, and then a burst through by Lutumalangi. All done urgently at high speed. Staying in touch was big number 1, Naikandawa, and the try is scored. Well, yes, he scored it okay. And the kick is over. 4 converted tries, 28 points to 5. It's running away from Wales here. So the 3/4, the semi-final shaping up now as New Zealand, Australia and Fiji. The way this one is panning out, South Africa will play France in the 4th quarter-final. Just seconds to go here. Brave effort by Wales. They tried for the high action, top speed approach. They put 6 runners on the field in the starting lineup and 1 forward.
Push when the ball comes in.
And
Crouch.
they wanted to play it, move it. But instead it's been Fiji have been at their most impressive in the tournament so far.
Pulling number 8, walking round.
Okay, that's against Reece Shellard. And it's all one-way traffic now. Nathangalevu. Fierce application here by Fiji. High pressure right through the game, showing some good fitness, and this will really impress Alaferetti Inderi, the coach, and the man here who's running here, Eddie Wanga. This is the new style of rugby that he wants Fiji to play. The conversion's on its way. It's a miss. The game is over, and a very impressive win for Fiji. Is it too early to suggest they are back? They've got a wonderful attitude and they're posting good scores here. Fiji have beaten Wales 33 points to 5.
It doesn't mean you're out of the game. You then move into the second tier, which is the plate competition. So New Zealand, England coming up first, and well, far and away the most successful team of yesterday was New Zealand, and of course overall the most successful in Rugby Sevens, 9 overall titles out of 12 seasons, and here facing England, and they've beaten them 30 times out of 41 meetings. But England did win in the first tournament last year in the Cup semi-final, so it's well, unpredictable, but on form New Zealand outstanding. New Zealand with a squad that has 4 new names who looked every bit of the part yesterday: Webber, Marshall, Robertson and Putai, but you'll see they're in the understudy roles. One injury there, Scott Curry is on the list, but he won't be playing and may be missing the next 2 tournaments as well. But Frank Halle is fit after his knock yesterday. The overall champions, well, Captain Commendable DJ Forbes, familiar talents, the maestro Tomasi Sama, Lottie Raikambula. I thought he was in terrific form yesterday, as was Solomon King and Toby Arnold. It's a well, I can't see a weakness in that lineup of the experienced team that Gordon Titchens has put together. England, no new faces, a squad that's been in camp for the last 3 months, but, well, they surely misfired yesterday as Wales caught them on the hop with their young new recruits. They're missing the incisive and temporarily injured Dan Norton, and he's not starting again today either. He injured his ankle. He may be fit later. We've got the new captain, ex-Royal Marine hardman Greg Barden in the England squad. The return of Rob Bickerman and Iso and Damu, not back to 100%, but he is such a key figure if England are going to make this a real contest. Willie Losey, well, on the form, you know, New Zealand just looked the class act of the day yesterday.
They really did yesterday, and defending champions as well of the HSBC 7 Series. Interesting to see DJ Forbes. Normally comes clean shaven on day 2 when it's business. He's got the moustache as well, the Mo. Very, very different look. I know it is Movember, and so yeah, different look for DJ Forbes on day 2.
Very smart. Very smart on the field yesterday. He just does the graft. Sort of like the Frankie Horn or the Alafoti Fao Saliba, the ball winners, and well, we're 4 years now and a very, very effective captain, leading them to the title last week, the 9th overall title for New Zealand out of the 12 previous seasons. But here, HSBC 7's opening here at the Skilled Stadium in the Gold Coast, Australia, and England do not make the perfect start. Ball didn't go 10, and New Zealand have the option to play it, which they've done. Raikambula was terrific yesterday, I must say. Missing out Mickelson. It goes to DJ Forbes. Mickelson now. Always think he's such an awkward man to contain. Sets it up well with Forbes. And then the powerful Frank Halle, and he's broken through with that little turn. No one will catch him, and what a start. Well, if he had any danger of injury, it's certainly gone away, hasn't it? Frank Halle, the 23-year-old, sets New Zealand stall out in the first minute.
Second try here on the Gold Coast, 37 overall, and he's just stunning. Yesterday got injured very early against Kenyon. Have a look at this. It's Cracknell who comes in, bang, see you later. That's where the missed tackle was, and then once he powered through, there was no sweeper in behind. Good clean pair of heels. And he's certainly showing no signs of that ankle injury we saw yesterday. Great start for New Zealand, 7-0.
Yeah, and a big thump in the side for England, isn't it? Well, he just dismissed the presence of John Brake. And this powerful man, around about 6'5", 17 stone 2 in
Let's go, please.
imperial measurements. 23-year-old from Waikato. Referee Anthony Moyes, 30-year-old, home-based as an Australian, based in Sydney. Bounces forward just off Solomon King. Little knock forward. Primary school teacher is Anthony Moyes, and he's just making his decision clear.
Listening and waiting. Crouch.
First grade premiership referee in Sydney,
Stand up, please.
and one of the few who's
Step up,
actually
please.
had experience of the Sevens World Series. Did 5 tournaments last year. Looked very promising
Engage.
as one of these new referees. Brake feeds it on to Marcus Watson, who seems to be taking up the fly half roll here.
Relief.
England retain the ball with Brake. Referee a bit in the way there. And the switch going to Cracknell from Greg Barden. Barden has just left the Royal Marines to become full-time in Sevens, and captaincy has come with it.
Well, England with some possession and back-to-back penalties. Tim Mickelson guilty of not allowing the tackle player to play the ball. And let's have a look at one of the injured players from New Zealand from yesterday. There it is there, Scott Curry.
You in there?
So nasty injury which may keep him out not just of this tournament but the next two. However, one has to say New Zealand has tremendous depth and strength. Rodwell did well. Break to fly half Watson, and remember, of course, Ben Golling's no longer in the England squad. Matt Turner, quite elusive, quite quick. Doesn't have the big physical presence, but strong up top. Break. Rodwell. He's quick and strong. Oh, it's a careless pass, but a good pickup coming there from Matt Turner. England have a real chance on the short side, but it's a bit slow coming back. Too slow coming back.
Advantage.
New Zealand have organised themselves. A hand in the ruck, I think, by New Zealand. A penalty quickly taken by Greg Barden.
Advantage.
Barden makes the charge. New Zealand impede within the 10 metres, so there's an advantage being played here for England. Soadamu waits in front of the post, 4 metres out, advantage over, calls the referee. England pouncing here on New Zealand's line. They come through, but not reached. A very good block, I think, by New Zealand on the line itself, but the charge is Cracknell, and Cracknell scores. Well, that will lift England hopes. They had a dismal finale yesterday against Wales. They saw New Zealand come at them today with Halai and that great try, but they've come back here and they're back in the game. They needed that for confidence.
It's all wrapped up, and confidence is what they'll have because they've kept possession as well. Here's their captain, Barden, just went so close, and he's brought down by Halai and also Mickelson, and then the quick recycle. He gave away the first try by not making the tackle on Halai. He's made amends for that. Good quality player, nice low body position, try number 14 in his career. What a match.
Well, Chris Cracknell, ex-Cornish Pirates, Worcester, Newbury, Quins, Bath, and the product of Shiplake College.
No more delay, please.
And started all but 2 of last season's games for England. He was in the top 7, if you like. 2 out of 45 were the only ones when he wasn't the starting man. It's gone long.
Too long as well. That's dead.
Toby Arnold.
Possession back to New Zealand on the halfway.
Top on halfway. 10 metres.
Well, they started off with a mistake
please.
with the restart
Wait, please.
kick.
Here's the mark.
Well, one of the skills, of course, of Ben Gollings that England will have missed. One of the legends, of course, of English Sevens rugby. The legend, really. But, well, he's over 30, and England look with Ben Ryan to build with a younger squad. Tomasi Thama. He's a handful, isn't he? This is Halai. Raikambula. Had a very good day yesterday. The way they swept away the challenge of Fiji. 28 points to 5, and very convincing, even more convincing than the scoreboard. Penalty here. Hands in the ruck and quickly taken, of course. Mickelson now with the green boots. Tomasi Thama. Good tackle by Rodwell. Gives England the advantage. Matt Turner. Psychedelic boots he's got. This is Ursan Damu, the soldier, the Royal Logistics Corps. Not full-time yet because he's still got that occupation. Turner, England getting good hands on the ball here. This is Barden. Barden sees a bit of a gap in the middle, looks for the long feed, then hesitates, then finds Watson. England not quite in order. Watson with half chance, spotted by Thama. And it went backwards from Thama there. He's so alert, such good vision. Mickelson against break. Long striding, no chance. So deceptive, and that's one of his great strengths. Long and lanky, and well, 68th try just tells you that he has pace as well as all the other assets. Tim Mickelson from Waikato.
Yeah, well, he plays wing in the 15-a-side game, and that's why he's such an asset to Gordon Titchens. Look at this, it was Tomasi Thama. He made the earlier mistake of knocking it on and turning over possession. It was the kick from Watson, and he summed it up perfectly here. Halai taking out the last defender, and once it got into the hands of Tim Mickelson, you back him 9 times out of 10 because he had the angle, he had the pace and the strength. And it's just what we see from New Zealand. Always just before the break at half-time, they have a knack of scoring and getting out within 7 points.
That's absolutely right. And the conversion from Thama, 47 at the break to New Zealand. But a much improved England and a very classy still New Zealand.
So just one thing on our ball, like, we always say first things forward.
Yeah.
We don't need to be walking.
Ben Ryan here.
This stretch. Go.
If someone is walking, boys, then some forward needs to run, or whoever's closest just run a hard line. That's all I want. If I'm sitting there dancing, someone just
look, in attack, we're keeping ball pretty well, but we're there in 2.5 knot threes, and we're allowing someone to come off their feet and make it a competition. Get rid of him or stay upright. Big 7 minutes, it's all up to us, fellas.
Yes.
If you keep the pressure on them and we keep our patience, we'll knock them over. If you keep your patience, trust me.
What we played up like this.
Gordon Titchens, the man who's been in charge of New Zealand throughout all their 9 overall championship seasons. 12 till now. Started out in '94 and has become a legend of sevens rugby, not just throughout New Zealand but throughout the world of rugby sevens.
It's the versatility, isn't it, Nigel? When you look at it, you look at a guy like Lottie Rakambula. Yesterday he was playing hooker and prop. Today he's out for Scott Curry.
Well, for England, I thought the likelihood was that they were going to be able to play Dan Norton. He's probably their most incisive back. Got injured yesterday in the ankle and was unable to play in the 3rd game. But he's...
White, step. Black, step in, thank you.
We mentioned it earlier, Nigel, before this game, and that is that England, you know, they've always had great leaders in Amor and also in Gollings, and they just look a little bit lost in this particular tournament. Maybe I'm being a bit unkind.
No, I know what you mean. It is a new squad in that sense. I mean, Gollings was there forever. But Norton was a very key man, I thought, for England's hopes for this season. And he's clearly missed yesterday and he's missing now. That went forward just to Halai. It's still only 1 score, 1 converted try between the two. England have certainly stepped up their game, certainly in the forward department where they've done well in terms of possession. There's Dan Norton there, you see, sitting out. And perhaps Ben Ryan just not wanting to risk that turned over ankle, which is a bit dodgy at the moment. So here's Brake, John Brake. Played scrum half with the England under-20s. Matt Turner out wide. Now he's quicker than many would believe. Toby Arnold and Rakambula trying to get the tackle. No, it wasn't Rakambula. Toby Arnold was there in.
No hands, no!
It was Halai who'd gone across. Brake to Rodwell. He's got 2 men wide. Cracknell coming on the switch ball.
Roll tacklers!
And here now with Ndamu, scored so many spectacular tries in his career of sevens. Taken to Rodwell almost away, just clung to by Tomasi Thama. But a chance here with Watson to Cracknell. Cracknell cuts back to the short side, and away it goes with Ndamu to score. He'll be under the post, and it looks like it's going to be all square again. England come back with a vengeance, and this man is such a key. His return to the fold after those awful injury shoulders of last season, which have only just yet got behind him. Watson makes it all square. 14 points apiece, 4.5 minutes to play in this cup quarter-final. And obviously there has to be a winner, so there would be extra time should it remain all square at the end of 14 minutes. Well, the forward effort by England has really stepped up. And this 30-year-old soldier based in Southampton in England is an inspiration. But New Zealand are there in possession with Halai and Tomasi Thama, the experienced lineup here that Gordon Tietjens has put out, and the new boys are on the bench. And here's DJ Forbes, and here's Mickelson. It's a great lineup. Seems to have all those qualities and the fitness levels. Toby Arnold took it well. There's the big handoff we've seen so often for DJ Forbes, and Tomasi Thama chased now by Watson, who managed to cut him off in time, but there's a lot of black shirts out wide. Toby Arnold could go up the middle. He doesn't need to, because he's got Halai on his shoulder to score it untouched. His third try of this weekend, and a vital one here for New Zealand. It's a superb play, and the build-up early was this man, DJ Forbes. Then Tomasi Thama thought he might have got away, but he had the sense to think, no, Watson's going to catch me, which he did, of course. But there were plenty of men up in support. This is where these the fitness and the awareness, the concentration of this New Zealand side comes to the fore. The conversion is wide. How important is that, maybe? Will hearten England, because that means a try under the post and 2 points would give England a win, but it's New Zealand ahead with 2.5 minutes to go. Great contest this, 19 points to 14. I think many might have thought on yesterday's performance New Zealand would have, well, walked away with this. But as we know too well, never happens amongst these top teams. They're also pretty well matched. England, well, at this stage, surprising maybe to have kicked the ball away to give Tomasi Thama possession. We're under 2 minutes. And here's Lotte Araikambula. Tomasi Thama, no hurry, just needs... Knock on by England. A bit lucky there was Tomasi Thama.
Number 2.
Just knocked on by Nick Royal, who's come on. And remember, this time 5 changes. All 5 off the bench can come on if they need.
Crouch.
1.5 minutes to go. Just one score between them. And it's come England's way. So a chance here with Marcus Watson, the 20-year-old, Issa Ndamu, 10 years older than him, and Baden. Vickerman rather into the hands of Matt Turner. And the big impact. England try and retain it, but the ball was held on too long. That's a crucial moment in this game. Mickelson takes it away. DJ Forbes, and then the switch. And the tackle on Joe Webber. This is the youngster who's come into the squad, the 18-year-old. He's played no first-class rugby in 15s, but he's now in first-class 7s, that's for sure. 19-14, and New Zealand can just wind down the clock here with 34 seconds to go. This is the new boy, Joe Webber from Waikato and Hamilton Boys High School. Tamasi Thama. This could be the clincher. Into the hands of Raikambula. And New Zealand run it out in style. That is curtains for England in terms of the cup here. But for New Zealand, well, the class shows again. Under a lot of pressure this time. England made them fight to the end. A great quality 14 minutes of sevens rugby. But New Zealand just had that edge. And once again, the influence of this man, Tamasi Thama, and Raikambula, who's on a high these days in his 7th season, playing as well as ever. The kick is irrelevant here because the result assured. New Zealand go through to the cup semi-final. For England, well, they really did lift their game from a disappointment yesterday when losing to Wales. 24-14. The cup semi-final, New Zealand. England will continue into the plate and the semi-final.
Next up, Fiji versus South Africa. There they are, head-to-head. Fiji superior, 26-20. Couple of draws. Nigel Stammer-Smith joins us.
Thanks, Greg Martin alongside me. The 49th meeting between these two. They last met in the cup final in London. South Africa won the title 24-14. For Fiji, well, 2 cup finals last season. No titles since Wellington 2 seasons ago. A new look side, a new coach, and a commitment to continuous attack, the traditional style, to run it from everywhere. Well, that will appeal to everyone. Look at the side then. They've got the return of Watisono Votu on the start list, back to his best. Power of Thakau there as well. Emosi Buthango, the playmaker. Colin Nisau on his return. And the rover who's impressed, Ikani Konda. And look at the talent on the bench. Nathangalevu's there. Well, talent like that on the bench, they must be good. South Africa, well, they won their last 2 finals last season, London and Edinburgh, but you'll see, not in their start lineup, their captain, Kyle Brown, no Cecil Africa. Brown with recovering from tendonitis, and Cecil Africa damaged his ribs yesterday playing against Japan, but it's still a good outfit. You've got Robert Eberson on his return, the power up front, Frankie Horn, Chris Durai. You've got the find of last season, Bernardo Buerta. And Paul Delport gets into the start line, his experience as a playmaker, and stepping up to the top flight too is Mark Richards, ex-Sharks. Well, it's a fascinating encounter this, and I think so much of it will depend, Greg, on the mental approach, particularly of Fiji. Will they play with confidence or will they be scared?
Well, there's no reason for them to be scared. Their extravagant talents have been on display over the last 2 days. Unbelievable at times. Whereas the South Africans, patient, disciplined, that's probably the 2 words that describe them the best, and that's let them eke out victories rather than blow the opposition away. A contrast in styles we're about to see.
Exactly so. They're running out here. Oh,
that was a very odd little...
who wanted to get to the centre spot?
They had a match race.
Thakau did. He ran first and got hold of the ball. There's a little sort of counter there, interesting. Matt O'Brien then, the 30-year-old pharmacist. He's the local ref based on the Gold Coast. Recently selected into the Australian National Referees panel. And here we go. Who's going to face New Zealand in the final? Crowd probably split in their favouritism. Fiji then with the early possession. The big man, and now the less big. Ikani Konda certainly present. Lovely pass to Kolonisau. Support of Nai Kandawa. Well, they said they're going to attack. They promised they will. And that's been the dictum of the chairman of the Fijian Rugby Union, saying we want to go back to our old style. We haven't won a tournament for 2 years. Roll away, says referee Matt O'Brien. Quickly taken into the hands of Ikani Konda. This is Jimmy Naikandawa. Breakdown again. Oh, lovely pass. Another dive pass. Luta Mailangi. Here they go. At pace. This is Naikandawa. Oh, beautifully done to Emosi Buthango. No way Back they come.
Oh, Vithenga thought he had a try.
Well, deserved one.
In 3 passes, they got to the other side of the field and then took off down the flank. This is the one here. In the way.
Good call.
Move off, please.
Close. The South Africans, they've come to inflict some physical damage at the moment.
If you're in, you stay in. If you're in, stay in.
0-0, and that's the way the South Africans going hard, but the Fijians keep throwing it.
Paul Delpit to Chris Dry. He's done a great role in the forwards as Chris Dry last season, and this. Oh, it's a bit high on Mark Richards. Mark Richards, the surprise step up really. The guy who came out of Michael House, one of the great nurseries in South Africa. But it's a penalty and a chance with Fiji desperate to run, desperate to get the first score. The switch here of Watisoni Votu, oh, beautifully done. And the big man, Jimmy Naikandawa, sets the standard for Fiji. Jimmy from Naitasiri, a villager who's just come into the Fiji 7. This is his first tournament, and that's his 5th try.
From the penalty, instead of 7-on-7, it was 4-on-4, and there was plenty of room. Votu, the step off the left, he looked like he could do it himself. Then the little netball throw to Naikandawa, who had a super angle. There were 3 defenders and 3 attackers out of play on the left of screen, and Naikandawa was about the only runner, came off an angle and split him easily without being touched.
Look at the physique. Explosive. 6 feet, 16 stone 5. Conversion is good. It's 7-0.
Gordon Titchin's having a close look at this.
Kanikonda then, scoring team restarts. Big battle up front. Certainly the physical presence is there with Fiji that the ball is knocked on. My goodness, he's threatening, isn't he? Naikandawa.
Ball's out.
The other big man is Watisoni Votu, one of the survivors from last season.
Just seeing the New Zealanders play, and these Fijians even more imposing athletes.
Paul Delpit here. Well, he's had 7 years of 7s and knows all about winning. Oh, and that's a big drop down there by Mark Richards. A little inside pass.
It was the right tactic because there was a hole there. The Fijians were sweeping across field quite quickly. Richards just couldn't quite hang on to it.
Former member of the Sharks, this 22-year-old. Only his 3rd tournament and a big occasion here for him.
Crouch. Touch.
Didn't play late in last season. He was in Dubai and George. That's all his experience behind him. This is Emosi Vithenga. Look at the running skills of Kanikonda here. Kolonisau, that mop of hair, away by Lutumalangi. Then via Emosi Vithenga again. The big Thakau. And the Emosi Vithenga again. And Kolonisau get in the corner. Little hitch kick and away. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well, when I saw him back in the squad, I thought, that's a big edge for Fiji. And look at the delight of their fanatical supporters.
What a dream for Vithenga. In centre field. Well, they'd done the hard work first. They'd plunged it. Then Vithenga had a look. He already had spotted Kolonisau by this stage. Kolonisau, he had it down in his mind there. No, Delpit was never going to get him. Or it's actually Emerson who was doing the chasing. Kolonisau always had him. Vithenga, 15-metre pass on the chest.
These playmakers are such key, aren't they? You look at the last game, you see Tomasi Thama. You look at this game, who's running the show? Emosi Vithenga.
And his ability to sum up that situation and go straight wide. I guess the hair helps.
Isn't it? It's the vision.
The hair helps. He picked it up out of the corner of his eye straight away.
Well, it's a bit of a cushion, isn't it, if he gets held up.
Eddie Wonga.
The coach, their principal coach, Aliferetti Nderi, is not here. He's a colonel in the military. They wouldn't allow him into Australia because of his military man. Applies to a couple of their players like Matawalu. But it's all in that South African half so far. Springboks ghastly with any ball to play with. Oh, a little bit of tension shows. There's big Frankie Horn. well named, I think, really. He's got, well, he likes a good rut.
Let's keep it square till the ball's in. Let's keep it square till the ball's in.
Frankie Horn, 33rd appearance.
They've got to find something, these South Africans. Less than a minute. I don't know how they're going to get their hands on the ball.
That's the problem.
They've shown ill discipline, which isn't them.
And it's not, well, yeah, Kyle Brown is an influential man up front. This Colonisau again, they're running riot. This is what they promised they'd do. This is what they were dedicated to. And this is again Thakau, Setefani Thakau, and just look at the pace. Unbelievable power and pace. A man of 15 stone. Well, he started out in Australia, in Brisbane, in 2003 in the Fijian Sevens. Then he was out of it all for 4 years. He came back, and you think, where on earth has he been? Look at him now as a 33-year-old. Could you run that fast at 33? My goodness me.
But have a look at what they're set up first of all. It's the dummy switch here. Colonisau gave it to Vithango. Have a look at this. The dummy switch here, that pulled up the defenders, then the short ball, and Thakau took off. How can you run that fast when you're that size? Just brushed off with the right shoulder, brings it into half-time with the 4th try, Thakau.
The captain, Setefano Thakau Nivalu from Suva. And I bet you all in the islands of Fiji you're delighting at this return to Fiji to their very best as they now lead comfortably at half-time. 3 tries and 19 points to 0.
South Africans will be scratching their heads as they try to work out a remedy. Who's pulled through?
Yeah, you've got to feel sorry for them. I mean, their inspiration has always been Cecil Africa over the last 18 months. But in fact, his absence really is not relevant to the way that Fiji are dominating, is it?
Well, they did without him yesterday at times, this morning's games.
But it's about the forwards at the moment.
Yeah, they're getting blown away everywhere. No ball, and not even the physicality to match them. When have you ever heard a team from South Africa had that said about them? They're getting bludgeoned.
Well, the interesting stats there for you as they go across the screen. 3 tries to 0. Visits to the opponent.
South Africans have only missed 3 tackles. Yeah. 3 tries. Fijians haven't missed one yet.
Well, they haven't got near them. That's the trouble.
They are playing.
There's Colonisau from Suva, the 26-year-old. Recalled. Last time he played was Hong Kong and Adelaide. Then he had a spell in over the years playing in Agen in France. Now they've got to do something fast. This is Richards, difficult offload, picked up by who? Thakau. Turnover ball. Recovered in turn by Mark Richards. Well, we haven't seen much of Johannes Prinsloo, Boom Prinsloo as they know. Away by Delport, Richards, and just wrapped up in the midfield, Robert Eberson. Could be a threat, but no room to move. This is Chase Minnar who's come on. Delport. They're under such pressure at the moment. Look at the tackle after tackle. Down they go, like 9 pins. Away by Chris Dry, but there's no one there to support him. And there are 4 Fijians. They're rampant at the moment, and they get the penalty. This is an extraordinary, and here's the try. I tell you now, can't not be, can it? Emosi Vithango. Well, they're playing cat and mouse, and the cat is eating the mouse, no trouble.
Oh, worthy of a smile from Vithango. That was based on that defence.
Happy days.
They bludgeoned. They hit South Africans so hard. The South Africans couldn't get any width because it was taking them so many people to clear the ball each time. And then the mistake came. Tried to take it on Eberson one last time. Look, he's been monstered there. The ball goes loose, snapped up. Well, first of all, the penalty comes. There were 4 Fijians out wide. It was always going to be a try, but it was Vithango who only had to dance over the last 15 metres, loving himself. Look at the smile. Kabumba and the fans behind.
I said, Greg, at the start, it's so much with the Fijians is in the head, their attitude, their psychology, and this time they've thought, well, we can play fast and loose, and it's been thrilling to watch, and it's been Fiji back at their very, very best.
Well, their physicality and their wizardry with the ball has never been in doubt, but now they're allowed to play like that again.
They've said we're going to eschew the contact. We're going to play and attack and commit ourselves to continuous attack. And that's what we've seen. And South Africa haven't had a look in. Delport, look at the pressure again. Saka, what an example. He's saying, oh, it's picked up. This is Randrander. Just went forward.
Must have got a touch off
someone.
someone.
And the point is, you see, they can bring out anybody, and they all play the same game, and they're all fast. And Randrander, this new boy, has just come on out of the recent Junior World Cup in Italy, where he was a star there, and I saw him and thought, here's some talent, and back he is, in straight to the Fijian sevens. 4 minutes to go, 24-0, Fiji. Knocked on, it's all going wrong for Springboks. And just thinking back, you know, the highest score was in Australia for Fiji when they beat South Africa 45-7. That was 11 years ago, but they could well be in that sort of number this time as well, the way they're playing.
Into their 5th game or 6th game of the weekend, Fiji?
5th.
They still haven't kicked the ball. That says it all.
Well, that's
why
what
would
sevens is about.
When you can do what they can do.
That isn't true. They had a few attempts at the conversions, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I mean, kicking the ball out ahead.
Early strike.
Oh, here they go again.
There they go. Well, they're never better when they're in this mood.
This Saturday afternoon crowd is loving this.
Well, I hope the message gets around all the Gold Coast people, visitors and residents. There's a mistake, my goodness.
Vantage green.
Advantage to South Africa. Boing.
Vantage over.
It's not just one man tackling, it's one high one and one low. Absolutely nailing. Oh, good play here, Dazal. Nicely done. That's probably the longest sequence of passes that they've strung together. Now with Stephen Hunt. Paul True having to turn the tables, change the personnel. Oh, and away. And this time, what? A bit high. Oh, good play. This could be a try at last. Picked up by Stephen Hunt. Can you believe it?
Attempting to gather it, he's knocked it forward. They've worked so hard.
It's just one of those days, isn't it?
Fiji are virtually getting cut price tries. South Africa are paying top dollar to get there, but then just came up with the error, Hunt. Oh, there's a huge contingent of Fijians.
Must wait for the ball to be in before
a lot of Fijians live in southeast Queensland. They're all here. There's South Africa.
Yeah, frustrating not to be on the pitch. So all the changes and no sympathy, no compassion.
Touch.
The intensity.
Pause. Engage.
Well, we know now with just 2 minutes to go that it's an epic encounter again in the prospect of New Zealand versus Fiji in the Cup final. Don't forget, of course, for the first time ever in these 11 seasons, 13 seasons even, there will be a playoff between the two losers in the Cup semi-final for the 3rd place playoff. 3rd and 4th. So there'll still be another encounter.
Set move here. And
Can they get on the board?
In the same way we wanted Australia to get at least one try against New Zealand, hopefully South Africa.
And Dry scores. A little bit of compensation.
Yeah, well worked. They divided and conquered. They had the dummy runners and they had the big man running straight under the sticks. Here it is again, trying to move defenders around, and that's exactly what happened. And Dry slipped behind one. They dragged one of the Fijian defenders out of the line. You see him there, had to go forward. That created the hole, and Dry was good enough to take the opportunity.
His 6th try of the tournament. Credit to him. Well, what a start to the season. And it'll be South Africa versus Australia still to come. 3rd and 4th positions at stake. But it's Fiji. And in this mood they're in.
Oh, Stephen Hunt.
Unbeatable, really. Stephen Hunt. Dazal. Just no space, no time.
Release.
Carl Brown, who's just had to, well, come and try and bolster the ranks with that tendonitis. He was off the start list. Dazelle again. At least they can end on a high note. Aberson, oh, and a pass that should have been a try. Knock on. Matt O'Brien eventually blows the whistle, the Australian referee. Full time. What a display. It was all wrapped up in the first half by Fiji. South Africa didn't get a look in. That's what it means here. That's what it means, I know, in the islands back home. You must have enjoyed the return of Fiji and the arrival eventually into the game of this man, the 39-year-old, the oldest man ever to make a debut in sevens, Senivalati Vunimbula. But he wasn't the man who set it all up. It was the rest of his team. And what a performance, and certainly a threat there in the offing for New Zealand when it comes to the final. Well, the man who was so influential in the first half, Stefano Thako, the captain of Fiji.
Stefano, congratulations. This is the Fijian rugby that we've known from the past. What's changed?
We've been working with that on the past few weeks. We have to change our pattern that we've been playing. As we see, so today we get a lot of improvement from the past rugby.
And the guys enjoy running the ball from everywhere. Is that the Fijian style?
Yeah, Fijian usually known for that style of rugby. From any angle, anywhere, you can carry the ball right up to the scoreline.
Well, Vanaka, and I know that you want to send a message back to Fiji because these pictures are going live back home.
I just want to thank supporters here in Gold Coast. The Fijians live in Australia, and I want to thank supporters back home in Fiji, Pinaka, for support that you have been giving us throughout the week. Pinaka.
The 33-year-old captain in his 30th tournament, Stefano Thako. Well, we've got some great games coming up, but we're going to have a short break now before we come to the playoffs, the bowl final and the plates, and the playoff for third and fourth, and the cup final. So we'll be back with you in about just 10 minutes. Don't miss it, whatever.
Game not so long ago, but this young Australian team, Greg Martin, I think it's fair to say that no one really expected them to get this far, because with so many debutants, so much youth in there, they were going to take a few of these events to get their acts together.
Oh, one of the best referees in the comp roster. Yes, the Australian team is as green as their jerseys in terms of experience. This is Masters New Zealand versus Apprentices Australia. Only a miracle will allow a win here for the green team.
It's all about learning, though, and they've learned so much already, and it's only day 2 of the series as the Cup semi-final gets underway with Australia kicking off. And Thama, no mistake, under the high ball. The ball has popped out. Nicholson cleaned it up for New Zealand. Penalty, not releasing Australia. A little keen on that occasion. They take it quickly through Thama, and this is what they're very good at, spotting opportunities. They go out wide, and this is Frankie Halai. He scored 2 tries earlier. What about the bump? Holland goes in, makes the tackle, a try-saving tackle by the 18-year-old Holland, but it's still New Zealand in possession, and they spotted something. Yes, the flag is up on the far side.
What a start. The bump off try got Jacob Taylor easily. Lewis Holland hung on for dear life onto one leg. The Australians have got it centre field.
Taylor, Torpoy, born in New Zealand, raised in Brisbane, captained the Australian schoolboys. Foley got it out to Jeladev. Back on the inside, Foley. Got through the tackle of Thama, but he just slowed him enough to allow the rest of the cover to come across. 10-metre mark, New Zealand territory. Jeladev, out it goes to Taylor. Gives it to Torpoy. Now, Russellia.
Move black.
DJ Forbes coming through. He was entitled to do that. The ball was out. And has the captain stolen it? Yes, he has. Great work from the experienced Forbes. Thama. Inside it goes. Arnold. He's got Thama They've got numbers, but he won't need anybody. Great try, New Zealand. All that experience. They didn't panic. DJ Forbes won the ball at the breakdown. And there's the result as the Kiwis in this pretty healthy crowd get to their feet.
But it was Tharma. After Forbes, did the muscle works. Tharma did the cluey work down the blind side. Called his captain and away he went. You thought maybe he was going to do it on his own. He gave Arnold a go. The Australians are tenacious. 2 players dropped off tackles, but still they kept coming until Tharma made a beeline for the post. He's the goal kicker, so he knows it's a hell of a lot easier. Ed Jenkins met him just on the side of the post.
So the 31-year-old,
all class,
scores the first try and misses the conversion. So it's New Zealand 5, Australia 0 in the Cup semi-final. The winner to play either Fiji or South Africa in the big decider, the Cup final, coming your way a little later on. From the Gold Coast Sevens, part of the HSBC Sevens World Series. Team scoring the try, kicks off, and so it's Tharma again, can't get out of the game. And Junior, Rasilia, had support on the inside, Tuapoi, did well to keep it in play. Rasilia again, out to Taylor, across now to Foley. Waikambula makes the tackle, Taylor makes the error.
He just came up short as he was spinning around the outside, Taylor. Well organised, they did nicely from the kick-off. The pressure from the New Zealand's unbearable.
DJ, come closer. Just a quick reminder, we hit and it's static, okay? Before the ball's fed.
After day one, New Zealand certainly claimed favouritism with 26-5 win over Kenya, 38-0 over Niue, 28-5 over Fiji, and in the Cup quarter-final earlier today, New Zealand downing England 24-14. Australia upsetting Samoa 14-12 in their Cup quarter-final. So it's Arnold now. Arnold, he's got some toe, turns it back on the inside to Halai, and he's got support. Tharma, there's always support when you watch the New Zealand Sevens playing. Forbes takes it into contact. Australia going in and competing at the breakdown, and overlap. Tharma won't need it. He throws a dummy, and he has got a double. Brilliant play to Masi Tharma.
He's got eyes that you can't see. Didn't even look up, but he knew the gap was there. I guess he's getting the call on the outside from Halai, but incredible. Knew that he had a gap. Didn't even have to throw the dummy. It looked like he just picked up and went. There was a lot of rubbish there in front of him. Went straight. Yeah, he threw the dummy. Taylor fell for it. Thought he had Jenkins, the captain, coming over across in defence, and not there quick enough. Tharma, extraordinary 7-a-side player.
And he will attempt to add the extra 2. Got a replacement.
Time back one.
Looks like Jacob Taylor's been injured, trying to make that tackle.
He's got that heavily strapped left thigh. Taylor, one of the guys who is not on debut at this event, so they can ill afford to lose their experienced players. As Tharma looks to add the extra 2. He's got it this time. So a handy lead to New Zealand. They are the favourites and playing like it at the moment, thanks to this man, Masi Tharma.
Dominating the game. Every
the 2 Fijian-born New Zealanders there, Tharma and Raikambula. What a combination. So Jordan Tuapoi leaps high.
And this man, Rutledge, just come onto the field.
Holland on the far side. It's Jaladev. Holland doubling round. But great defence by New Zealand. Gordon Titchens would have studied the video of Australia versus Samoa. And they would have been going through the tactics in the team meeting. Such a thorough man as Gordon Titchens. And this young Australian team looking to head back, and there's the gap. Oh, Forbes did well, just manages to hold on. Tuapoi out to Rasilia. And they get their defensive line back in order. There's a mistake penalty.
Instinctive move by Jenkins, took it back off Tupou. Here's Mickelson hitting back quickly.
Tharma. Now it goes out to Frankie Halai, and Halai is too big, too strong, too fast, and New Zealand are in for their 3rd try.
Oh, you work as hard as the lime green Australians did. for a minute, minute and a half, and then all of a sudden the penalty came, quickly hit back by this man. You're disorganised. When you have a penalty against you and the quick gap gets taken, you're backpedaling. Here it comes here. Jenkins puts the short ball back to Tupai, takes it back off him in front. Look at Mickelson racing to get the ball. And then Tharma to Halai. And it's hello, Halai. Here comes the try line. Too big, too strong. Half time.
That is half time as the try was converted. So a very handy lead and a very solid performance by the men in black in the first 7 minutes of the Cup semi-final. New Zealand 19, Australia 0.
Irresistible performance.
Yeah, the Australians just haven't been able to get into the game. Here's Michael O'Connor.
I'll give you another couple of minutes before I make change. So we need to do the next team to score. Come on, boys. Heads up. Keep going. Someone makes a break as well. More fucking urgency to get there. You're just running one out. Come on, fucking hone in on it. Get there.
Ed Jenkins, the captain, making the point that they're not showing enough urgency after a break is made. They haven't made many breaks. This New Zealand defence is so tough. That's one of the bases. These Titchens.
I'm chasing two there, so I get my legs. Come back in. They're trying the new ball before. Ready? They're trying the new ball before. He's in the midfield, coming for a B2 as well. Yeah, something like that. Okay, it's going. 7 minutes, eh? Yeah, let's go. We have to score.
How do you beat them? No one's found out for a while.
New Zealand, the defending champions in the HSBC World Series of Sevens. All-time points list. Ben Gollings, look at that, 2,652. But Tharma is getting close to the great Waisali Serevi in second place.
Glad they got those stats off the screen.
There's the restart from Tharma for New Zealand, and it's on the ground, and it's there for Australia. The Thunderbolts, they need a little bit of lightning or something, you'd think, and they have to do it first in the second half. That was a message from Michael O'Connor. They need to be the next team to score. It's all a learning curve for these young guys. Every year they start afresh with so many debutants, and as the series grows, they slowly but surely get some form together, and they're normally more competitive at the back end of the Grand Prix type series. And there's the inside ball to Holland. He gets it back to nobody. Picked up though by the captain, Ed Jenkins, who scored 4 tries in this tournament. He's had a wonderful tournament. It's his first as a captain.
DJ Forbes has been pinged on that occasion.
Jeladev looking to catch them napping. DJ Forbes, he was told by the referee to leave it. He didn't. So Jenkins takes it. Rutledge, out it goes. Oh boy, oh, he looked up. And that's what you get with some of the younger players. Inexperienced. He was thinking about his next move. Just took his eyes off the ball. And against a team like New Zealand, the defending champions, you cannot give possession away like that.
But the crushing pressure that New Zealand defence puts on you makes you look up when you normally wouldn't. Trying to work out, often it becomes instinctive to step off the right and you're away. They can't find any gaps in this New Zealand defence, thus the errors are coming. They've made a couple of changes. Tupou is one of them, he's off. Palmer Fowl is on.
New Zealand also making a change as well. Frankie Halai, one of the try scorers, is off. Remember, he scored a double against England earlier on, so Titchens is giving him a breather. Poor Towers on, and this is him with his first touch. The New Zealand under-20 representative, member of the world champion team, Tim Mickelson, getting away from a couple, and beautiful offload to Solomon King, and King's up over halfway. Impressive stuff from New Zealand, but now they lose it, and it's towed through. Arnold getting back there, he's claimed immediately by Foley. Mickelson did well to get back there in support.
Even the mopping up work by the New Zealanders is exquisite. Look at that, safe.
Raikambula been reasonably quiet because he hasn't really been called upon to do anything on attack. And now DJ Forbes, player on the inside, is Piatau. Back to Mickelson. And Mickelson is claimed, but still manages to stay on his feet long enough just to allow his team to get some formation behind him. Raikambula and Arnold. Arnold pops it back to King. Solomon King being chased by Holland. We've seen Holland make some try-saving tackles for the Thunderbolts, the young Aussies. Penalty against the attacking team. And Australia take it. And this could be a yellow card.
Foley with the ball in his hands. That's Raikambula off for 2 minutes. Australia need to get Foley off. He is out on his feet, can't run. Number 6.
So 19-0 and 4 minutes remaining. Australia will have an extra man for the next 2 minutes with Lotte Raikambula.
They're not going to win it, but they'd love to put some points on the board.
Sean McMahon, only 17 years of age, the number 3.
Oh, Mickelson, brilliant. It's all
Great
about
work.
timing.
Mickelson and Forbes, they've only got 6 men, but that might be enough. No, that goes to ground. Solomon King is claimed. Piatau kicking, nobody sweeping at the back. He needs a good bounce. He gets it, but the cover is good. DJ Forbes, captain courageous, stands on his feet, gets rid of 1, almost 2, pops it out the back door. Mickelson and now Charlie Piatau. What a try!
Oh, you're allowed to clap in the commentary box because that deserves it. There's a couple of them flat on their back after the try. Piatau takes the reward, but the hard work was done by many others. They went backwards for 30 metres before they started to go forwards. DJ Forbes. Raikambula, let's remember, he's on the sideline. They've only got 6 men. Piatau, Palmer foul, chased him in the green. Got him, but from there, look how they do it. Lay the ball back so the supporting player can conquer. DJ Forbes hold him at arm's length. Then he rolls it back. Mickelson takes it there, and the sweets go to Piatau.
Turning on a champagne performance.
Magnificent.
Thama, this is going to drift in. Incredible. 26 points to 0. The defending champions from the last series. Hot favourites to win the inaugural Gold Coast Sevens. They're playing great rugby sevens.
Doesn't worry the crowd because there's plenty of Kiwis here at the Gold Coast. They're loving it. Raikambula coming back on.
I think from an Australian point of view, yes, sure, this young team outclassed so far in this match by the more experienced New Zealanders, but it's been a wonderful effort by them to get to the Cup semi-finals. It's not over for them yet either. If they do indeed lose this one like it's looking, they will play off for 3rd and 4th, so the crowd will get to see more of them, and the more rugby sevens this young team plays, the better they will become.
And you learn more from losing than you do from winning.
And here's Crook across field. Gives it to his captain, Ed Jenkins. Not quite at halfway. Damon Anderson.
He's got some pace.
Foul. Palmer foul. Floating with the touchline. Into touch.
Yeah, could have done a little bit more, and that's part of the learning. Should have pulled out of that contact situation and returned to the centre field with a pass.
He's one of the 8 debutants.
Time back on.
New Zealand back to 7. What'll they do then?
And all smiles for Gordon Titchens.
Are you receiver?
Did his homework.
Okay, you in.
And the New Zealanders in the Cup final will play South Africa or Fiji.
They got up.
Jenkins. So the young Australians, they can get on the score sheet, they'll do well, and they're going to do it. And what about this moment for Sean McMahon, the 17-year-old, not long ago, a matter of weeks in fact, he finished his final exams at Nudgee College, played for the Australian schools, 17 years of age on debut, and he scores a try against the great New Zealanders.
That's one of the first situations the Australians have won. The line out against the throw. Look at McMahon there in 3, just lurking. He watched his captain, Ed Jenkins, take it up again. And bang, good acceleration. He's shown that already. 17, you say. How good's he going to be? Here he comes again. Look at him head on. Ball in 2 hands.
Holland. It's over, so 26 points to 7. And the siren sounds. So the favourites go marching on to the cup final. DJ Forbes, yes, he can smile now. He knows that it was a comprehensive performance by his team. Sure, they'll be disappointed to concede that try late in the game. But New Zealand have beaten Australia 26 points to 7. New Zealand through to the cup final against either Fiji or South Africa. And Gordon Titchens and Michael O'Connor, 2 of the great brains of rugby sevens, shaking hands. O'Connor knows that he'll get another opportunity to have a crack at New Zealand later in the series. But for the moment, it's New Zealand who are in the spotlight. And Willie Lawsay is with the New Zealand captain.
Well, DJ, you'd be delighted with that effort. Not so much, I suppose, the last minute of playing.
Yeah, I mean, good on the Aussie boys. They really came at us. 40 minutes, almost 15 minutes. You know, it was a good test and probably a good stepping stone for the boys for the final.
First tournament up, and the way that you're progressing, are you happy with where you're at?
Yeah, I think got to be pretty pleased. A lot of these teams, like I said before, have played invitational tournaments all year round. It's our first time together, and to put on a performance like that for 2 days so far, it's pretty good.
Preparation now, preference, Fiji or South Africa?
Either or. I mean, we've only got probably 20 minutes left on us, so it'll be a good test. Hopefully the boys in the next semi can smash each other up a little bit.
What about this crowd? Must make you feel like you're back in Wellington.
Yeah, definitely awesome. Got a lot of hardcore Kiwis here that turned up for us, and to make the final is definitely pleasing for them, and hopefully we can go there further set.
Thanks for talking to us. Rest well. Good luck in the final.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for the job.
Cup final. New Zealand, the reigning HSBC Sevens champions, 4 titles last season amongst their 41 cup titles. Fiji, 16 cup wins in all, but none since Wellington 2010, testing their nation's patience. So, by coincidence then, a repeat of the very first cup final of the IRB World 7 Series as it was in 1999 in Dubai, when New Zealand beat Fiji 38-14. Since then, 18 more cup finals between them have been played between New Zealand and Fiji. New Zealand have won 13 of them, and they've won the last 6 times they've met. But this is their first meeting here in Gold Coast in a cup final. But they did meet yesterday in the pool round, and New Zealand won convincingly 28-5. A lot of water under the bridge since then. Fiji stepped up magnificently in form in the semi-final win over South Africa. So don't count your chickens in New Zealand, and don't despair in Fiji. Here's a New Zealand side. Well, start line very much predictable. The captain leading as well as ever, DJ Forbes, backed up by the Sevens genius creator, Tomasi Thama. The seasoned stars, Mickelson and King up front. Rai Kambula in the middle. The pace and guile outside. Power-packed Frank Halai, elusive Toby Arnold. It's a very useful setup, and the new boys, 4 of them there below Scott Curry, who's injured anyway. Those are the new boys, and they may well make their mark later in the game. Any number of substitute can come off the bench. Here are Fiji. Well, what are they going to do this time? Back to their natural flamboyant style of outrageous attacking talents from anywhere on the field. Flamboyant, athletic, great handling skills, pace across the board. Inspired last time out by their captain Setefano Thakau, the rampaging Watisoni Botu, the sleek skills of Emosi Butango, and the returning Osea Kolonisau. Well, it could be an absolute epic, I think, and Greg Clark alongside me. It's going to be, I think, a final great finale, a climax to this inaugural wonderful Sevens here in lovely Gold Coast.
Yes, the crowd certainly being very patient, waiting for this one to start. It's going to be a lot closer, I believe. I think everyone believes in the first encounter they had in pool play last night when New Zealand won by 28 points to 5. And New Zealand on day one Nigel only conceded 2 tries. It was certainly a wonderful start to the new series for the defending champions. They conceded a try against Kenya and Fiji, but after that it was all one-way traffic. So, yeah, Gordon Titchens has done his homework and he's produced a very worthy team early on in this series, and I think they'll start favourites, but gee, what we saw from Fiji earlier on in the Cup quarter-final with the win over Wales 33-5 and the win over South Africa in the semi-final 24-7, they are looking like they are getting back to where they used to be not that long ago, on top of the world.
One day she'll maybe a world star in the rugby game, but for the moment she plants the ball for this final. I think looking at what we've seen so far, New Zealand haven't looked vulnerable, really, have they? It's going to be something very spectacular to unseat them. I guess the one side that could possibly do it, if they can carry on where they left off against South Africa, it could be Fiji.
And I think it's important for the Fijians to start well. They've got to get their confidence going. We know that they can be a bit hit and miss at times. We know New Zealand will not give up. It's 10 minutes each way in the final of the Gold Coast Sevens, and they will go the full 20, no doubt about that. They will not panic. They've got a wonderful defensive structure. They've got game breakers all over the paddock. They've got a man like DJ Forbes who leads by example. He's wonderful in the tight, but we know what Fiji can do when they get the confidence going, when the ball sticks to the hands. Time for the anthems.
The crowd stand. God defend New Zealand. A lot of supporters in the crowd.
Oh, plenty of New Zealanders in this area, southeast Queensland.
Don't they?
Well, they come here to work.
Oh, Fiji. Wonderful and emotional Asea Kolonisau there, and welcome all of you across the world who are looking in, obviously in Fiji, but as well Portugal, Romania, to Mexico and to Brazil, the Middle East, to the USA, UK, Fox Sports, of course, and Samoa and Tonga and all the islands in the Pacific, and New Zealand and Australia and Canada and Portugal and so on. It's a world game. It's a world final of immense excitement here. And congratulations for the honour of officiating the final goes to Anthony Moyes, an Australian 30-year-old Sydney-based school teacher, his second season of the 7th World Series and the referee in the first grade Premiership in Sydney. Should be fit enough. He's a marathon running specialist. Anyway, an exciting one.
We're underway, and it is New Zealand kicking off. And they've all gone without it. These early exchanges will be very crucial indeed as Fiji put it through their hands.
I think you're right. I think, you know, for Fiji need to be the first scorer, as you said, I think that would make a huge difference to their attitude.
Well, here's early possession for New Zealand, and it's Toby Arnold getting it out to the playmaker. Keep an eye on this one. Tamasi Thama must be in contention for player of the tournament. DJ Forbes, so good in the tide, isn't he? Kalai scored 3 tries already on day 2. So hard to stop. Arnold goes in to distribute to Thama, and Forbes in midfield. Gets it out to Solomon King, the man from North Harbour, on the 10-metre mark. Fiji territory. Advantage being played here for New Zealand, and Tim Mickelson will take it quickly. Mickelson, he beat one. Great run by the tall man from Waikato. Another advantage being played here, and Thama has an opportunity out here on the right. He beat one. He's got a man on the inside. The cover comes across and closes the hole. Mickelson distributes now to Raikum Mula. Held up in front of the uprights. Mickelson thought about going left, then looked for the playmaker, Thama. This is Halai. Good defence by Fiji. They're not panicking. Mickelson down the short side. Mickelson, and throws it back into the field of play, but he was into touch.
Well, what a thrilling start. New Zealand dominating possession, and New Zealand, well, couldn't find the gap in the end. It looked as though they might have created. Yes. Remember, by the way, it's 10 minutes each way. Here's Mickelson, and it was the little man. It was Ikanikonda who got across to save the day. So it's Fiji back virtually on their own line. The throw in by Mosi Thango. Good straight throw it was to long it out to Ikanikonda, and they promise they'll run from anywhere, and they're trying to here. Lutumailangi. They've got pace, they've got Colin Usau in support there. And there's the break. Oh, brilliant. Now it's pace. No one will catch him. They're not even going to try. Just look at the flying Fijian. All the way, it's Setefano Thakau, the captain. Well, they said and they promised and they have that we're going to attack from anywhere, and look at the elation for their supporters. This guy, 33-year-old in his 9th season of sevens. Well, what an example of a sportsman, and what pace for a man of this size. Look at the dummy.
Well, they fell for it, the men in black, didn't they? And it was uncharacteristic. And when a Fijian gets into open space, it's very hard to run them down. Setefano Thakau, the 33-year-old, made his debut up the road, up the freeway in Brisbane in 02-03 of that series. And he's been a wonderful player for Fiji over the years. Well, the hand laid upon him.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. And, you know, this is to me the thrill of sevens rugby. Almost a New Zealand's try, 2 or 3 times almost, and then first possession for Fiji, and they score from their own line. It is extraordinary. The team that scores restarts, and so it's into the hands of Mickelson again. He's a very important figure in the New Zealand squad. This is the captain, DJ Forbes. But they'll come back. This is Raikambula into big Frank Halai. Bit of a monster he is. Big handoff. Clung to desperately, but breaks 2 tackles. Colin Usau just couldn't get hold. And they danger again. Solomon King goes across to Toby Arnold. Arnold to Mickelson. Mickelson to DJ Forbes. To Tamasi Thama scores in the corner. What a start to this final.
Oh, yeah.
Time out.
You can put it down to Frank Halley. He caused some havoc on the right-hand side. Then they were stretched, the Fijian defenders on the other side.
Try.
No problem there, but good refereeing by Anthony Moyes. He consulted with the in-goal touch judge and his assistant on the touchline, making sure that Thama got it down. It looked good from here.
Well, there have been some great players in the black shirts of the New Zealand Sevens, but I think Tamasi Thama will be a legend. What a performance. His 8th season for the 31-year-old, and he is the playmaker supreme.
Ball in front, running onto it. Brilliant Sevens rugby.
15 seconds, let's go.
And they hit back like we knew they could. And Thama from out wide. It's not a bad attempt. No. He's unsuccessful with the conversion of his own try, but they're on the score sheet. And it's game on in the final. Gold Coast Sevens, it's 7-5. Fiji, and he is the leading point scorer in this tournament, 41.
And there's going to be a penalty to New Zealand on the restart for an offence. I'm not sure which Fijian it was, but the referee said arms in the tackle. So it's New Zealand who actually don't make the 10 metres.
Middle.
No penalty. It was just
there
a
wasn't a
normal
penalty
restart.
in the end. It was just perhaps a warning. I thought he'd given the penalty. He hasn't.
So a mistake there from New Zealand with the restart, unlike them. Yep. But now Fiji with an opportunity.
Leave it for
7-5
offloading. It's got loose play.
Touch.
Came off a Fijian, and then one of the Fijian players down in back play. It's the captain and the try scorer, Stefano Thakau. Didn't quite see what happened there.
Well, he's a key figure, isn't he? Not just as leader, but as a performer.
Careful after the ball is passed, please. Yeah.
What did he say? This is suggesting it was a late tackle.
Take advantage against you down here. Use arms. Use arms.
Shoulder charge.
Use arms, shoulder charge. Well, it's Thakau who's injured. Obviously not a warning to do with that. Or is he just... Is it a muscle? He's maybe a leg muscle. They don't need him off, that's for sure. An amazing start here. 7-5 to Fiji, a try apiece. Imbola, there he is, the third man along with the strapping on his wrist. He is the oldest man, to my knowledge anyway, who's ever made a debut appearance in World Sevens. He is 39, the captain of the Naitasiri team, and he's just come back. Oh, and this is a cruel moment for Fiji. In such form as we saw with his earlier try, Stefano Thakau. That's the end of this tournament for him in the saddest way. And in such brilliant form in that semi-final and in this early part of the first. So James Brown comes on.
Good sportsmanship here. Yeah, DJ Forbes popping over. They all know each other, don't they? They live in the same hotels, they travel together.
Yeah, and they respect each other, and yet they are the keenest of rivals.
So the end of the tournament for Thakau. Let's hope it's not the end of the opening stops on the series for him. Remember, it's Dubai next, and that's a poor error there.
Well, wasn't it just? I mean, it's the second fundamental error, isn't it? One was the restart kick, and then a crooked throw-in.
And he will not be happy, the master coach. Gordon Titchens, a couple of rare mistakes from his team. And the more possession the Fijians obtain, the harder they are to stop. And there's the dummy coming in from Kanakonda. But no, he leaves it behind now. So good work there from big Frank Halley for New Zealand. Right, Kumbula getting it out to King. And Solomon King taken about 30 out from his own line. They'll work the short side through Mickelson, and he finds an opening. It soon closes, though.
He's a tricky customer, isn't he?
Very experienced as well. Arnold, King in midfield, takes plenty of stopping, but it was a good tackle around the bootlaces by Kolonisau. And Tharma gives it to Mickelson. Mickelson, he's got Tharma. He gives it to him now, and that is brilliant play by the New Zealanders. Tharma, Tomasi Tharma, he gets his second try.
Well, his skills never lessen, do they? He's inspirational. It was the creative work that he made. I mean, he knew exactly what he was doing, setting it up to Mickelson. And instead of saying, well, off you go, boy, he was there after doing the clever work here. Look at the little sort of subtle moments. And then look at this as Mickelson goes towards the line. He's there. And Mickelson knew he'd be there. And this is the brilliant skill and the teamwork that Gordon Tietjens has instilled in this side. I still think this guy is unsung in a way, Mickelson, because, you know, the number of breaks he makes, the number of good fast runs down the field, and well, what's the score now with the conversion? It's 12-7. New Zealand back in front, and there's Tim Mickelson, another of the Waikato man.
It was his shimmy that really put Tomasi Tharma off the chase and just gave them enough time to get the pass away on the inside.
A minute and 18 of this first half to go. The battle there with Nai Kandawa. And it's a little applause for himself. DJ Forbes congratulating his hard man up front in winning the scrummage put in. And these moments so important. Tackle attempts. You see, Fiji had far more effort and missed 6. You see, you can't miss 6. That's bound to concede some try somewhere, and it has 2 of them. So it's New Zealand building up to the end of the first 10 minutes. Toby Arnold.
This is King in midfield, and despite the New Zealanders making a couple of
look at the impact there. Impact this time of Fiji, but the ball was knocked on up close, knocked on there, and it's going to be a scrum to New Zealand, and the Fijian supporters give a few little boos from the crowd in the stands.
You won the ball. Mark is here.
Anthony Moyes in charge of this epic final, which is really in the balance and may well be to the very last moment of the 20 minutes. So it's Tomasi Tharma to feed. It spins round, and it's a chaotic scrummage messed up by Fiji. And now they've got a penalty. What's that? Foot handled on the ground. Really? Okay. I thought the ball was well out of the scrum by then. And Tomasi Tharma is stunned by that decision. What do you think?
Well, it looked pretty good to me, but the referee
he's
have any hesitation saying.
So it's a ball, free ball to New Zealand. And again, look at the impact of Solomon King. Now it's DJ Forbes to Halai, trying to force him out. Oh, almost the interception. It goes back.
Knock on White, then
and the knock on. And the crowd are getting unhappy here. James Brown was the man who did knock it forward. I think he did. And it's going to be half-time with New Zealand ahead by 1 score, 12 points to 7. What an intense battle this is, and it's a long way for it before it's sealed.
I think the message from
next week, they still have the capacity to come back. 5 points difference is nothing, especially between these 2 greatest rivals. But Fiji will remember that in the last 6 finals they've met, New Zealand have won them all. So, well, wonderful support around the world, and I hope you're enjoying this. There's Mickelson, played a big part in that first half.
68 tries, 23rd tournament for the man from Waikato. Has some great skills, and I think you're right, a little unsung in this New Zealand team, but it's a team full of stars, and I guess it's hard for them to shine all the time. Well, they do shine, but they don't outshine their teammates all that often. So Fiji getting things underway in the second half of the final, the Gold Coast Sevens for 2011. Tharma getting it out to Arnold, cut out pass, Raikambula. And That's the 9, Frank Halai.
There's an injury too to one of the Fijians. I think it's Nai Kondawa.
So Thama senses that, and he throws the dummy. And he throws it again, and now it's on the inside to his captain, DJ Forbes, and that's gone forward.
Brilliant, brilliant from Koloni Sao into the hands of Vasango. On the counter they go, this time with Lutu Mailangi. The crowd supporters of Fiji raise their voices. Koloni Sao has pace, better pace than DJ Forbes. It goes via James Brown, pressure from Raikambula. No gaps in the defence yet. Emosi in trouble, goes to Ikanikonda, the breakdown. This is the strength of New Zealand here, but a penalty. Didn't stay on his feet. Raikambula penalised, and the referee is now going to recognise that they need maybe a stretcher for the injured man, and I think it's Nai Kondawa, and that would be a second forward and a big setback again for Fiji.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this match. They're without their captain, Fakao, who is injured. And immediately the physio was showing concern for Nakandawa.
Yes. Well, they're bringing on the 39-year-old man, Senivalati Vunimbola, to bolster up the forwards with the two numbers 1 to... Come on, what a story this is, Greg. You know, a villager who lives in the middle of the biggest Fijian island. He's a villager, and he's played for Naitasiri for something on like 2 decades. And finally, he gets this honour. And I think it's a wonderful tribute, even if it's just for the one tournament.
Well, you've got to say, where has he been for the last 19 years? They normally bring him on very early.
Absolutely battling to get into the side, apparently. He's been knocking on the door. And he and the man who is injured now also one who is a villager who's come from the same place in Naitasiri. This is a sad moment, and you never want an injury, you know, in any game. And in the final, to lose two key men is very significant. It's not easy for the players.
An opportunity just to get the game plan.
Yeah, I was
right.
just going to say, it's not easy for the players who have got to stand around, is it?
It's not indeed, because Sevens is all about momentum, but I guess it is an opportunity for them to just get their breath again. Still 8 minutes 45 to go in regular time in the final.
There's a clever little player, Emosi Vasango. Two of the greatest halfbacks here in the game of sevens. Emosi and on the other side, of course, Tamasi Thama.
When you look at the performance so far, no doubt about it, these two teams deserve to be in the final.
Yeah. Another injury problem too for Osea Kolonisao, who's gone off. So another problem too. So Fiji have lost another of their key players. He's really looks as though he's damaged something below his back, or maybe on the side there.
Looks distressed, doesn't he?
Looks very distressed, and rather sad way, because it takes a bit of the excitement out of this.
Just goes to show also at the business end of the tournament, we've now seen the Medicab, the stretcher on the field in the last hour or so. Of course, most of the time it's precaution. Let's hope everything is okay.
We wish the injured men all the very best, as the crowd do indeed, with the sympathetic applause from the crowd.
So they'll wait for the Medicab to clear the pitch. Gold Coast Sevens fever pitch. And
just to mention, Semi Randrandra has come on, the 19-year-old in the Fijian side. So they're running out of numbers. Good player though, this youngster. But can they win the possession with those two key forwards gone?
Well, plenty of time for them, but it is New Zealand leading 12 points to 7. So Fiji, straight through. That's great work from
Mailangi.
Lutu Mailangi. They've hit back after that break, and it's locked up in the final.
Oh, fantastic, and well, outrageous really, wasn't it? You wouldn't believe it, just carve his way through. Oh, like a knife through butter. Easy. Jolie Lutumalangi of the Police Club in Nandronga.
Terrific stuff, and wow, we've got a game on our hands here. The Fijian fans are on their feet. Can they take the lead through Anaconda? No, it's unsuccessful. Not a good attempt. But it is 12-all, New Zealand and Fiji. What a finish to the Gold Coast Sevens.
Well, these two teams have played 69 times over the 12 previous series. And here they are, as they were in the very first Cup final back in Dubai in 1999. And it's Tomasi Thama. Full 7 minutes to go, so all sorts of things could happen.
Raikambula trying to work a bit of magic. Thama did well to evade the Fijian defence, but they put plenty of pressure on, and even a superstar like Thama can come up with a mistake under pressure in a final.
What a key moment that is, you know, underneath your own posts and the pressure. No, this is a golden chance for Fiji.
They'll get the put into the scrum. 6 metres out. Expect a big shove from this very experienced New Zealand forwards, and there is a mistake by Fiji. Crucial. They went for an early engagement, and the free kick goes against them. Oh,
can you believe it? Can you believe it? You'd say almost a certain try in that position.
Is that a turning point? Well, New Zealand will look to capitalise, and it is King.
Tell you what, he relishes the contact, doesn't he?
Oh, loves it.
Jeez.
Can't get enough of it.
No.
Thama, he'll be pretty happy with that free kick going against Fiji as well after he made the mistake. So Arnold goes to ground. It's been stolen by Fiji, though.
The chance here, surely it has to be Mercy Batango. And just look at the Fijian supporters. They're in Sevens heaven.
Well, another mistake by New Zealand. Mercy Batango, 89th try in the World Series. Well, he was on his feet. He was entitled to go for the ball, and it was the veteran, wasn't it?
Yes, it was the
39-year-old.
How about that? Well, if he does nothing else, a key moment by the oldest man to play in a debutant game for his country. But there's the man who scored it.
Right to go, guys.
19 points to 12. Fiji edging ahead in the final.
Let's go. Time on.
That'll lift them again, won't it?
So here's the restart. They go long this time, wanting to keep the New Zealanders inside their own 22, wanting to keep the pressure on them. So Joe Webber, this youngster from the Waikato, the Hamilton Boys High School star. Remember the New Zealand schoolboy squad in 2011. Here's DJ Forbes. They wrap him up.
12, release.
Penalty, not releasing, not getting out of the way. Mickelson takes it quickly. Advantage, knocked back 10. Another penalty, though.
Wait. Here's the way over here. No, here. Mark, yep.
Arnold told to take it on the mark. So he runs towards the halfway mark. Raikambula back to Forbes, over the top it goes. And here is Webber. Webber pops it out the back door, but straight into the arms of Levi Anaconda. And now across field goes Amosi, looking to link up with James Brown. The cover gets across. Well, this is the Fijians of old. They don't mind going backwards in an attempt to go forward eventually.
Brilliant, isn't it? Absolutely wonderful. And the attack coming from Radradra. Remember, back home in Fiji, this is the break. This could be the key moment with Lutumalangi. Back it comes away from Anaconda. Still in Fiji's hands. Now with Radradra. The covering is tremendous work. Raikambula coming back for New Zealand. but there's an overlap on this side. James Brown is free, and Mosi Buthangu goes, cuts back inside. Oh, look at the support. This is Batu. Oh, yes.
They're celebrating at Skill Park on the Gold Coast in Queensland. I reckon they might be on their feet right around the beautiful Fiji Islands as well. It's not over yet, but they've got some breathing space now. 24 points to 12.
Well, what about this? This is just Fijians at their height. Emosi Buthango on the cut back inside. It's the support that does it. Watasoni Batu came from nowhere. And just remember that Fiji haven't won a title for ages as far as they're concerned. Wellington 2010. That's an era for the supporters back home who must be now on the edge of their seat. But here's a worry, because this key man who's had a wonderful performance here, Emosi Buthango, is in some real trouble. It's not Emosi.
No,
it's the man who scored it.
And there's a successful conversion attempt as well, so even more breathing space for them.
It's Batu.
Yeah, the try scorer injured himself getting across the line, and so he's going to come from.
The next
tell you what,
man,
they might be lucky to have 7 fit men by the end of this.
He's loosening a bit. He may stay on. Well, they've had the. No, he's going off, and they're bringing on Sitivoni Wanga.
The 23-year-old from Suva getting his moment of glory in the final, you would think.
It's not over yet. There's still 2 minutes to play.
So New Zealand, now or never. Damasi Thama, can he conjure up something? Switch of play to Mickelson, and they're having to do it inside their own 22 again. This is playing into the hands of the Fijians. Mula, dummies, has to take the tackle. No, he pops it out the back door, and they come up with another mistake. This is so unlike New Zealand.
That's the pressure, isn't it?
And a drop goal attempt. No.
Not the best option, perhaps, but it does use up time. 26-12. It's 2 converted tries that would get them level.
A little bit of rain falling as well.
Well,
and I don't think it's going to dampen Fiji's parade.
It's dampening New Zealand's hopes, I think, but not Fiji's. And it's really running down in heavy drops now.
So Thama with the restart. Mickelson going high, advantage for New Zealand. It came off one of the Fijians, and here goes Webber. Joe Webber. Oh, he's got into
quick.
some space. Joe Webber, they pull him down from behind, and he loses the ball. It's not going the way of New Zealand. It's lost forward, so it'll be a scrum for the Fijians inside the last minute as the rain does continue to fall here on the Gold Coast.
A tackle of the tournament. Lutumalangi from behind, and made sure that he grabbed the ball by clinching the arms of the New Zealander. It's 39 seconds. It's going to be Fiji's title.
And they're using their last fit man off the bench, and it is Mutiali Nathingalebu.
Yeah, Nathingalebu. I mean, to think that he's off the bench. Wonderful player.
Still another sub.
Well, you go back to when? 2002, when Fiji last beat New Zealand in the final. Extraordinary, isn't it? That's 9 years ago.
30 seconds remaining. Fiji in the driver's seat. Buthango
just going to waste the last few seconds here. And it's 20 seconds to go. There's no way back now for New Zealand. This man has been a key figure in an epic performance from Fiji. That long, long wait, all these times, they've been so close, so near losing cup finals, but now this is a wonderful start for them. The new era has opened with triumph. The crowd are applauding here. The victory is assured. They just want the ball in touch. It's there. Fiji are back on top of the world again. And here in the Gold Coast, a magnificent performance. Fiji are cup winners. And what does that mean? What does it mean to a man on his debut who's 39? What does it mean to the country? You back home there in those wonderful islands. Well, I think there's a little bit of karma that's going to be drunk tonight.
And they thoroughly deserve it. A bit of a shaky start, really, but then they hit the ground running.